Mhm. I am live. Hey, everybody. How's it going? It's Leah here. Awesome. Hey, Robbie. How's it going? It's Leah. Like I said, I was going to be doing more Periscopes, and I look sleepy. I look as tired as I looked the other day. But, hey, how's it going? Welcome, you guys. Welcome to my Periscope. I am Leah Patterson, the owner and the CEO and founder of Move Makeup. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. I know I gotta be easier on myself, right? So today I'm popping on. Like I said, I'm gonna be here on Periscope a lot more regularly on my personal channel, which is Natural Black Girl, and here on the Move Makeup channel, which is My Move Makeup. So thank you guys for joining me. Today I'm going to go over how I do my eyeshadow and eyebrows with Move Makeup products, of course. And I'm going to show you guys some of my favorite products. I love all of the eyeshadows. I love making eyeshadows. So I've got tons of them. So, over the course of all these videos, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of the all of the eyeshadows, hopefully. Okay, so we're going to jump right into my routine. I'm in my dance studio, so you guys can check out the little door there that goes off into the studio. So I have very oily eyes. Thank you for the hearts. I have very oily lids. I have very oily skin in general. So I actually need to use an eyeshadow primer. I'm working on an eyeshadow primer for Move Makeup, but just with being a one-woman show, you got lots of stuff to do, so I haven't quite. Thank you. I mean, I was gonna say you're welcome. But anyway, like I said, I'm a one-woman show, and so my eyeshadow primer formula is not quite perfected, the labels and all those kind of things, and then just a formula. I kind of want to tweak around with it a little bit more. So all that to say is that I use Urban Decay's eyeshadow primer, and I actually got another really cool eyeshadow primer in an Itsy bag, which on another video I'll show you guys that too. And again, thank you for the hearts. The hearts are awesome. Okie dokie. So I'm going to use my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer because, like I said, I have oily lids. So, and it's going to be really fun using the camera to do my makeup. Hey, Naturally Nora, how's it going? But I'm going to use the camera as my mirror. So this particular type of applicator, I mean, you can say there's cool things about it, but then it can also be a little bit annoying. So I usually just apply it with the applicator and then spread it out. And particularly this area here, this is where I get the most, that's where I have the most problems. So I'll always make sure that I put a little bit more there. And with Urban Decay's eyeshadow primer, and probably most eyeshadow primers I've worked with, they dry fairly quickly, and so you really want to work quickly. How are you doing, Nora? It's so good to see you. I shared your video on my personal Facebook page, and people loved it. People were really supportive, so, keep up the great work. Okay, awesome. So, just needed to prime my eyes. And today I'm going to do something super duper simple. I'm not going to do anything. I'm only going to use actually one eyeshadow. Before I do that, though, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows. So I use my own product, which is the Brow Pal, which I brought over here. And let's hope I still... Yes, great. I have it over here. So for a long time, when I was putting together the makeup line and kind of putting together my first products, people were asking me for an eyebrow, what to do to fill in their eyebrows. And so I had a lot of free products, like trying different formulas for an eyebrow and the right color to match, multiple people's eyebrows. And I finally found a really good formula, and I just call it Brow Pal. So it's just called Brow Pal. You guys probably cannot read that. There it goes, Brow Pal. It's backwards. But it's a nice dark brown color. That's what it looks like. Nice dark brown color, and it works so well for brows, for all skin tones. There's this really cute girl on Instagram that loves my Brow Pal, and she always tags me in her videos whenever she wears it, or her pictures whenever she wears it. I think it's Ashley. But if you go to my Move Makeup's Instagram account, which is at My Move Makeup, you'll see, and if you go to the photos of you, you'll see that, you know, every time she tags, she does absolutely gorgeous brows. So I love that she loves my product. So for applying brows, I'll usually still want to wet my brush, and then I'm wetting my brush with my Fix-It spray, which is going to come out very, very soon on the website. So look out for that. I'm just doing the final things to get the label exactly as I want it, and then it'll be available to purchase very soon. So what I always do is I'm going to spray a little bit of my Fix-It spray into my cap, and I just want to spray a little bit, not a whole bunch. If you're at home, you can also always run your brush underneath the faucet, but I like to use the Fix-It spray because it helps it really to stay very well, and then the scent is awesome, and it's therapeutic for your skin and everything, so I like to use it. So anyway, you're going to use an angled brush. So this is the kind of brush that you want to use for your eyebrows and then also for your eyeliner. And I use the brow pal for both. Okay, so what I do is I'm going to take a little bit, I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to swirl it into the water, and then I'm going to swirl the brush now into my brow pal. And so you may or may not be able to see. I will draw here so you guys can see, you know, it's a really, really great, you know, line. So what I'm going to do, because I'm doing my eyebrows, I don't want them to be super, super dark, I'm going to take a little bit of that off, just a hair. And I have a towel here that I always use when I'm applying my makeup so that I can kind of, you know, play around with it. Okay, so this is going to be really interesting. Hopefully I'll be able to pull this off with just using this mirror. I mean, just using the phone as the mirror. Okay, let's see. Boom, boom, boom. And then what I do, I'm going to draw a line on top and bottom. And this is really interesting to do this way. So I'm probably going to go back later after the video just to kind of clean them up really well. But you guys see what I'm doing. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm going to draw a line here at the top, and then I'm going to draw a line here at the bottom, and then I'm just going to fill it in. And as I fill it in, I'm going to be doing strokes that are just like in the same direction as my hair, the hair growth. Okay, and then I just carry it out a little bit. Boom, easy peasy. Okay, then I'm going to get a little bit more. Well, first I'm going to see how much I have left on the brush. Got enough left on the brush to maybe do my other eyebrow. Let's see. All right, that's not too bad. And again, the idea is just to create definition. Then I'm going to go back through. Thank you for all the hearts, Robbie. I really appreciate that. I think that's you, Robbie. Okay, boom. And for me, I don't ever really want my brows to look super, super painted on. There's some people that look looks really, really great on them. I don't particularly like it because since I don't wear super vibrant makeup, that always looks extra to me. I feel like I look clownish, so I don't do that. So, excuse me, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a spool brush like this, and I just take that just to kind of, just to play around, and then I like to bring in my line a little bit. And on this side, I'm going to do the same thing. It helps it look a little bit more natural. And then again, you can use the spool to kind of bring in your line a little bit. Okay, and like I said, this is the first time I've ever done this way. So like I said, after the video, I am going to go and probably at least play around with that one a little bit more. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my eyeshadow. And so the color that I am going to use is called Sands. This is one of my absolute favorite colors. I'm so happy that I made it. It's a very good neutral tone, and I just love it. So I'm not going to apply it wet. You can apply your eyeshadows wet, and that gives it a nice foiled look. But for this, I'm just going to apply it dry, because this is just, I'm just going out and about today, not doing anything too fancy. And with my eyeshadows, what you want to do, instead of dragging them across the eye, you can do that, but that's going to give you a much lighter application. What I like to do instead is to pat. So I like to just pat the eyeshadow into place. And it's really, really, really easy. And for me, since again, I'm not doing anything that, I'm not doing performance makeup, I'm not going out tonight or anything like that. Well, I will be out tonight teaching salsa at Electric Cowboy, so if you're in Little Rock, you should check it out. But I'm not going to be doing anything super major, so I'm just going to let the color begin to fade as it goes up. Thank you, Nora. I do too. I am very much a natural girl. You know, I mean, I love the fun of makeup, but I still like it to look natural. So I'm going to do the same thing here. And again, instead of dragging it across my eye, I'm going to just pat it in place. And like I said, I've said on previous videos, guys, I am not a makeup artist. I am someone who has learned to do her own makeup and can apply makeup to others well, but I am definitely not a makeup artist. So I am trial and error as I go as well. So okay, and so there, boom, easy breezy. And what I like to do again to make sure that it looks real blended, you can either kind of blend with your fingers, which is real easy to do. I also like to blend with my blending brush. Let me show you guys that. So my blending brush is a kind of wide plume, real loose plume brush. And then I just like to go right here in the crease of my eye and just make sure that it looks nice and blended, so that there are no clear lines of where my eyeshadow stops. Boom, 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 easy breezy. Okay, and I am going to apply my eyeliner next. I have realized in my older age that eyeliner is like a magic, it's like magic, it's like a secret weapon. It makes you look super polished and together, and so I like to always apply it. And I do my eyeliner with the angled brush again. So like I said, I'm using my angled brush, and I'm using my brow pal. And I'm just using the little bit that I still have left in the container. So you're not gonna have to use a lot at all. And this, you can make it, you want it to be dark. So I'm going to swirl it in the water, swirl it in the powder, and then I'm gonna go straight in for application. So again, first time doing this on this kind of video without an actual mirror. So we'll see how this works out. And I actually like a thinner line, but you know, like I said, we're doing this on the spot. That's the thing I like about Periscope. It's the thing that kind of freaked me out about Periscope at first, but the thing I actually have grown to like about it is that it's just very real. It's very much real life. So it's just, you get to see me in my everyday element, telling you about my product and showing you things about my product and how I use my product and how others use my product. And I'm gonna give myself a little bit more water. Okay. And think that's good. And I'm gonna make this side a little bit more defined. Okay, I think I look even, right? And one thing I like to do is I like to line the bottom of my eyes. And this is something that I do suggest for people that if you're not really sure that you want to do that, you know, maybe just kind of try it out. But because what it is that it is like, people will look at you and say, oh my gosh, are you sleepy or something like that? Or are you tired or sick when you don't line the bottoms of your eyes? But it really helps your eyes to stand out. And so I like to do it. So I like to kind of create a base with my hand. Boom, easy breezy. And again, create a little base with my hand so that my arm, or that my hand is steady. Because it's no joke applying something to your lower lash. And I'm all about applying it to the outside of your lower lash, not to the inside, not to the waterline. There are people who apply to the waterline. Couple of reasons why I don't do it. One, I'm using a powder-based, eyeliner, so I definitely don't want to introduce little particles into my eyes. And then just in general, I have very sensitive eyes because I wear contacts. So, and I'm itchy and watery in this allergy season. So just for me, like, I don't want to add extra things. Like, the only time I'd line my waterline if I was going on stage, like doing some modeling or, some really, really, really dramatic stage makeup. But in everyday life, I don't do it. Okay, so I think, I'm just gonna kind of give this a little bit, again, like a softer look. I'll just smudge it a little bit with my fingers. Now I'm gonna go and put my mascara on. And no, guys, unfortunately, I do not have a mascara for Move Makeup's line yet. Maybe in the future. I'll be honest, it's not on my radar right this second, but maybe at the end of 2016, beginning of 2017, I might be able to create a formula for mascara that I really love and that I want to put out there for you guys. But right now, it's not really on the radar. Okay, but, and then I'm just going to apply a little bit of mascara. Boom, easy breezy. Last thing I'm gonna do is apply my blush. I love blush. Blush is something that I recommend everybody use. It's just, again, it's another secret weapon. The blushes are not available on the website yet. They are coming soon. It's just really simple. It's like, I just need to take pictures of the blushes and put them up there. So encourage me to do that. I know I want everyone to have blush because blush is awesome. And so I need to go ahead and make it available for you guys. So my blush technique is easy. All you gotta do is make the fish face and then you apply your blush along that cheekbone that you can now see. So don't laugh at me when I do the fish face, but here it goes. Okay, awesome. And I'm gonna apply it to the other cheek, which you'll probably be able to see a little bit better. And again, I'm not using a lot. Look at this. This is what's left over. This is about the amount that I'm using. And I'm going to shake that down into my brush. And as you can see, I like to make the line and then I like to blend down. So let me go over here. I like to make the line and then blend down. Okay, and I can be a perfectionist, but there's no need to be a perfectionist with my makeup, right? Okay, guys, and that's it. That's how I complete my face for just every day. And again, I like having a polished, completed face just because there's a couple of things. One, it helps. It's a self-care thing. So me spending this 10 minutes, maybe 15 if I'm doing something real fancy like 2 eyeshadows or something. Me spending that time with myself and on myself, it has been so pivotal and so important, a hugely important part of my self-care and my expression of self-love. So this is why I do it. I used to be someone who thought that it was maybe frivolous or I wasn't being my true self if I was wearing makeup. I wasn't presenting my true self. I didn't love myself, all these things that I had issues with, even though I created a makeup line. So, and I've come to realize that it really is about your mindset. It really is about where your mind is. And it's not about the things that you do, it's about the reasons why you do them. So again, the reason why I spend this time with myself is because it is an expression of my self-love, and I feel ready for the world when I am, when I've spent that time for myself. I've prepared myself to be out in the world and to be my best self. So off my soapbox, I want to encourage you guys to make sure that you join the email list at mymovemakeup.com. Right now, there's a 20% coupon that you can get, and that's not going to last very long. Very soon, that coupon's not going to be available. So if you have not gotten on the email list yet, be sure to do that right now. Like, go and click off of this and go to mymovemakeup.com. It's going to pop up and it's going to ask you for your email address, and go ahead and put your email address in there. Okay. All right, guys, let me know if there's any other videos that you would like to see, for specific things that you want to see. I will do my best to do those for you. I am going to be here on Periscope a lot more often. I'm going to be sharing more videos because I know that just tutorials and seeing the makeup in action, seeing me use the makeup, these are things that you guys have asked me for. So I am now going to be able to provide them for you. Okay, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to talking with you again really soon. Bye-bye.